Imagine a time thousands of years ago. Picture the ancient Egyptians. They built colossal pyramids and temples. They developed a written language. They also brewed beer. Yes, beer has been around for a long time. It dates back to ancient civilizations. One of the most prominent beer-loving cultures was ancient Egypt. Beer was not just a beverage in ancient Egypt, it was a vital part of their daily life. The Egyptians believed beer was a gift from the gods. They used it in religious ceremonies and offered it to their deities. Beer was even included in the tombs of pharaohs for their enjoyment in the afterlife. The story of beer in ancient Egypt is fascinating. It reveals their ingenuity. It shows their cultural practices. Let's raise a glass, or rather a clay pot, to the pharaohs. Let's explore the world of ancient Egyptian beer. From their unique brewing methods to the cultural significance of beer, we'll uncover the secrets of this ancient brew. Join me on this journey through time. Let's discover the fascinating history of beer in ancient Egypt. Beer was a staple in ancient Egypt. It was a common drink for people of all classes. The ancient Egyptians called beer heket. They considered it a vital part of their diet. Beer provided essential nutrients and calories. This was especially important for the laborers who built the pyramids. They received daily rations of beer. It was a source of sustenance and hydration under the scorching desert sun. Beer was more than just a drink. It was a symbol of life and prosperity. The Egyptians incorporated beer into many aspects of their lives. It played a significant role in religious rituals. They used it as an offering to the gods. Beer was even part of medical treatments. The ancient Egyptians believed that beer had healing properties. They used it to treat various ailments. From digestive issues to skin conditions, beer was seen as a cure-all. This shows the central role of beer in their daily lives. It was more than just a drink, it was a way of life. The ancient Egyptians were masters of brewing. They developed sophisticated techniques for their time. Their brewing process involved several steps. It all started with barley, a type of grain. The barley was first soaked in water to germinate. This process, called malting, converted the starches in the barley into sugars. The malted barley, now called malt, was then dried and ground into a coarse flour. This flour was mixed with water and other ingredients to create a mash. The mash was then heated and fermented. Yeast, often present in the air, converted the sugars into alcohol. This resulted in a slightly alcoholic and bubbly beverage. The Egyptians filtered the beer. They stored it in large clay jars. These jars, often sealed with mud, kept the beer cool and prevented spoilage. The entire brewing process was a testament to the ingenuity of the ancient Egyptians. They turned simple ingredients into a beloved beverage enjoyed by people from all walks of life. The ancient Egyptians didn't just have one type of beer. They produced a variety of brews. Each had its own unique flavor profile and characteristics. One popular type was zithum. This was a strong and sweet beer. It was made from barley and dates. Another common variety was hucket. This was a lighter and more refreshing beer. It was brewed from emmer wheat. The Egyptians added different ingredients to their beers to enhance the flavor. These included honey, fruits and spices. These additions provided a range of flavors. There were sweet beers, sour beers, and even spiced beers. The diversity of beer in ancient Egypt speaks volumes about their brewing skills. They were true innovators in the world of beer. They experimented with different ingredients and techniques to create a wide array of flavors. Their legacy lives on in the diverse world of beer we enjoy today. Section 5. Royal Revelations, Anecdotes of Pharaohs and their beer. The pharaohs, the rulers of ancient Egypt, had a special relationship with beer. They believed it was a drink fit for kings and gods. Beer played a prominent role in royal feasts and celebrations. Pharaohs often presented beer to their guests as a gesture of hospitality. Historical records and tomb paintings depict pharaohs enjoying beer. Pharaoh Tutankhamun was buried with jars of beer. This suggests he enjoyed beer in life and wanted it in the afterlife. Pharaoh Nama, who unified Egypt, celebrated with vast quantities of beer. These stories show beer was integral to royal life. It symbolized power, wealth, and divine favor. The pharaohs' fondness for beer cemented its status in society. Section 6. Beyond refreshment, beer's cultural significance in ancient Egypt. Beer was more than just a thirst quencher for the ancient Egyptians. It permeated many aspects of their culture. It was intertwined with their religious beliefs, social customs, and daily lives. The Egyptians believed beer was a gift from Osiris, the god of agriculture and fertility. They associated beer with abundance, prosperity, and the afterlife. Beer played a central role in religious festivals and ceremonies. Offerings of beer were made to the gods. Priests used beer in rituals to communicate with the divine. Beer was also a social lubricant. It was shared among friends and family during gatherings and celebrations. The Egyptians even had specific drinking vessels and rituals associated with beer consumption. The cultural significance of beer is evident in ancient Egyptian art and literature. Tomb paintings often depict scenes of beer brewing, drinking, and offerings. Ancient texts contain hymns and poems praising the virtues of beer. These artistic and literary expressions highlight the importance of beer in ancient Egyptian society. It was more than just a drink, it was a symbol of their culture, beliefs, and way of life. Section 7. A timeless legacy, ancient Egyptian brewing's impact on the world. The ancient Egyptians' love for beer left an indelible mark on the world. Their brewing techniques and innovations influenced beer production in subsequent civilizations. The Egyptians' use of malted barley, yeast, and fermentation laid the groundwork for modern brewing practices. Their experimentation with different ingredients and flavors paved the way for the diverse range of beers we enjoy today. The ancient Egyptians' influence on beer brewing spread through trade and cultural exchange. As the Egyptians interacted with other civilizations, their brewing knowledge and techniques diffused throughout the ancient world. The Greeks, Romans, and other cultures adopted and adapted Egyptian brewing practices. They contributed to the evolution of beer as a global beverage. The legacy of ancient Egyptian brewing is evident in the continued popularity and evolution of beer today. From micro-breweries to large-scale producers, brewers around the world draw inspiration from the ingenuity and craftsmanship of the ancient Egyptians. Section 8. Cheers to the past. Reflecting on ancient Egyptian beer. As we've journeyed through the history of ancient Egyptian beer, we've uncovered fascinating insights into this ancient civilization. Their love for beer, their ingenuity in brewing, and the cultural significance they attach to this beverage offer a glimpse into their lives. From the bustling breweries to the royal courts and the humble homes of laborers, beer was an integral part of ancient Egyptian society. It was a drink that nourished their bodies, lifted their spirits, and connected them to their gods and to each other. So, the next time you raise a glass of your favorite brew, take a moment to remember the ancient Egyptians. Their passion for beer, their innovative spirit, and their enduring legacy continue to inspire brewers and beer enthusiasts around the world. Cheers to the pharaohs, the brewers, and the people of ancient Egypt. May their love for beer continue to inspire us for generations.